Good evening, friends and family. Every time there's a storm, there are technical difficulties with our platform. So I want to extend my deepest apologies to anyone who was on at 6:30 waiting for Dear Encourager to begin its live broadcast. I am here now. We are going to give our congratulations to Miss Jaden Nix. She is graduating, so Keisha is deep in graduation mode for her baby girl. So you will just have the pleasure of seeing me tonight. And last week, we talked about self care. So I wanted to continue on talking about self care. So tonight, we will be discussing a self care plan and what that looks like and what we need to do to ensure that we create ourselves a self care plan that's effective for us. So tonight, we will be talking about creating a self care plan that is personalized for you. There are many, many different activities that you can do for self care, but we want to make sure that whatever we do and we pick something that reflects our needs, our desires, and things that we like to do. So, self care is critical care. That is what I want to state, that self care is critical care. It is critical for your overall physical, mental, and spiritual health. Taking time to care for yourself helps you create a healthy space to care for others. So we have to remember that we have to put our oxygen mask on first before we can put on anyone else's oxygen mask. If we're on E, no matter how new, how shiny our car is, it's not going to go. It's not going to go anywhere. So, no matter how many people you put in your car, no matter if you just got a new battery, new tires without gas in that tank, or if you have an electrical car without it being fully charged, you're not going anywhere. And that's what self care is for us. It's our gas, it's our energy to get us going. There are four basic areas for self care. We have our physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental. When focusing on self care activities and a plan, we must incorporate each one of these areas. The practicing of self care promotes healthy relationships, positive self esteem, positive self image, self discipline, and it helps us problem solve. So that is why it's important for us to have a self care. Self care plan. What does that look like? Making yourself a self care plan. Fill your self care plan with activities that you enjoy. Keep this in a place where you see it every day. So when we make this plan, we want to make sure that it's visible. Whether and I say put it in lots of places. So put it on your mirror in the bathrooms because we go there every morning when we get up. Put it on the refrigerator. Put it on your phone. Put it a place that you're going to have access to it at any time of the day, at all times. Stick to your plan. Make sure that when we create this plan, you stick to it. And we're going to practice these activities regularly. So when we create this plan, we're going to do something. We're going to put things on there that we can do daily. We're going to put things on there that we can do weekly, monthly, all of that. Then, most importantly, as any plan goes, because these are working documents. What is a working document? It's something that can be changed at any time. So, whatever works for us, we're going to keep. Whatever doesn't work for us, we're going to throw out. So, we're going to reassess our plan monthly. At the end of your month, you're going to look on there what worked for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, so just say I put exercising on there, and there's a particular exercise that I really didn't do. So let's take that out and add something that we know that we would do, like walking. I like to walk, so I'm going to walk. If I put Stairmaster on there, I know me. I'm probably not going to do that one. So I'm going to throw that one out and I'm going to add something that I would do, like the elliptical. So we're going to make sure that when we create this plan, that it's going to be a plan that's personalized for you. So what may work for your mom, your sister, your brother, your child, your niece, your nephew may not work for you. So we want to make sure that whatever we're creating something for ourselves. That is why it's called self care. Not mommy, not daddy, not brother. It's called self care. It's because we're going to make sure that we do what's best for us. So, what is a self care plan? It's making a commitment to attend to all of your four areas of your life, which are your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Um, And when we start looking at our plan, we're going to ask ourselves some questions first. How do we cope now? What are our stressors? What do I need to prioritize? What are my obstacles slash excuses? So, what is preventing me from doing self care? What do I do now for self care? Because we may and we most of us do something for ourselves for self-care. The problem is most of us don't do it regularly. So let's say, for instance, maybe some of your self-care may be taking a hot bubble bath. How often do you do that? Maybe it's lighting candles and listening to music. Again, how often do you do that? Maybe it's just setting 10 minutes aside a day for yourself. How often do you do that? Do you stick to it? Do you make sure you give yourself 10 minutes out the day for just you? No mommy duties, no wife duties, no caregiver duties, no sister duties, no friendship duties. How much time do you give yourself to a day to just sit and be with you, to do something for you? And that could just be breathing, taking 10 minutes a day to breathe, to meditate, to pray, to reflect, to relax. So, what do we do now? What excuses or obstacles are preventing us from doing self care? What tasks do we need to prioritize? What's on our schedule that we can get rid of? What's on our schedule that we can add to make coping with those stressors? Those are all things that we need to make sure that we are looking into when we start looking at our self care plan. Next are self care activities. So I'm going to just state some self care activities that we can incorporate in our plan. So when you do your plan, you can have these activities. So take a mental health day. I know for our parents and growing up, and even I would say only in the last, I'm gonna say 4 to 6 years have really I'm gonna go back to 4 to 5 years have mental health days been a thing. was frowned upon to take a day unless you were sick. Buy yourself a gift. Buy yourself something nice. Read a book. Practice breathing. Take a break from social media. Practice gratitude. Make a list of 5 things that you're grateful for. Take a drive. Sit in nature. Cook a healthy meal. Cook a dish from scratch. Dance to your favorite song. Listen to your favorite song. Get a massage. Give a massage. Take a nap. Take a yoga class or stretch on your own. Call a friend or a loved one on the phone. Go on a day trip. Practice mindfulness. Meditate. Give yourself a manicure or a pedicure. Take a nice long shower or bath. Change your environment or scenery. Go to the park. Go to a museum. Go to an eatery. Volunteer. Donate your time. Repeat affirmations. Say them out loud. Say them daily. Schedule schedule a play date. Um, Reflect on an important moment in your life. Make a collage. Journal. Go on a date. Take yourself on a self date. These are all self care activities that you can do. And remember, self care is not selfish, it's necessary. Once again, self care is not selfish, it's necessary. So, we're going to develop a self care plan. Um, and what does that look like? And once again, remember, it looks different for each person. So, first thing, we're going to make sure that our self care plan incorporates physical activities. So, you're going to make sure that you do have exercise in there, whether it's stretching, whether it's walking, and that's going to be 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes a day. It's up to you. You know your body, you know what's best for you, you know what you will be successful at, what you won't be successful at. We're going to make sure that we incorporate mental health. So we're going to make sure that we have, we're going to make sure that we um, take time to meditate, to have mindfulness activities, journaling, and talk with someone. If you need to talk to a professional, make sure we do that. Taking time out of the day, setting boundaries, asking for help, putting yourself first, forgiving yourself, saying no, taking a step back, staying at home, emotional activities and plan. What does that look like? And some of it um, goes along with mental health, but emotional health is, once again, setting boundaries, giving yourself grace, seeing where you are, living in the present, experiencing and staying in our emotions, in our feelings. What do I mean by that? If I'm upset, allow myself to be upset. If I'm sad, allow myself to be sad and feel that emotion. Try to hurry up and that's hard at times, and it's upsetting. And we want to be so quick to be like, oh, no, 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 no. That false narrative of we have to be strong all the time. It's okay to let go. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to quote unquote be weak. When you are weak, you allow others to be strong. When you are weak, you allow others to take care of you or to help you move to a better space. So when we're dealing with our emotions and we are creating a plan, we are creating a plan that incorporates all of that. So the next and final thing is our spiritual aspect. Um, Remembering that taking care of ourselves and ourselves, there are greater things in this world than ourselves. There's a higher being in our universe. Whether you believe in God or any other thing, you need to tap into whatever that belief is, and you need to embrace that. So, whatever that looks like, for me, it's also being in nature, getting in your vitamin D, being in the sun, meditating and praying, reading my Bible, talking, just simply talking to God, because that is my spiritual walk. That is where I am. So whatever it is for you is what you need to do, and that's part of your self care plan. So when you create your self care plan, make sure you are creating activities that are hitting what's best for you. And finally, for our self care plan, we need to make sure that we are eliminating all obstacles, all excuses. What does that look like? That looks like that we're prioritizing our task and our schedule. That means that we are saying no. That means that we're asking for help, for assistance. That means that we're sticking to our schedule. We're going to write out our schedule and we're going to stick to it. Now I'm going to throw you for a loop. That also means that we're dumping our schedule. You're going to say, now you just said stick to your schedule. Yes. So we can have a routine, but also we're dumping the schedule when those emergencies come in, when something greater needs. We are not going to be so bound by our schedule that we feel like I got to get this done, I got to get this done, when something more pressing comes to hand. So that's what I mean by dumping that schedule. We're definitely going to stick to our schedule because we need to make sure that we have a routine, that we're prioritizing. That's part of our schedule, our task, but also we're going to dump that schedule when more pressing matters come into play. And I think that's where some of our stressors come in, is when we say, oh, we have all these things to do and I cannot get them done, but here's this major thing that I need to do, and we're just stuck. So we don't want to be stuck. That's part of our self care. So we're going to let go of that, and we're going to create those boundaries. And remember, so it always can be reassessed and come back to. So remember that practicing self care promotes healthy relationships, positive self image, self esteem, self discipline, and it helps us problem solve. That is my presentation for today, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed it. I pray that if you guys have any questions or concern, that you please put it in the Facebook things. I'm about to look right now to see if we have any um, Facebook questions or comments. So right now, it doesn't look like we have any. But please, 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 if you have any questions, comments, please put them in. I promise that we do answer them. We do check it. Again, y'all, please go on to Miss Keisha's site, because she is streaming this as well. Our go on our YouTube. If you missed this, we are streaming for there. But let's give Miss Keisha all the congratulations for Jaden. This is a major accomplishment. She's graduating college, y'all. That's part of self care. Her taking care of her daughter and being there for her for this major event is part of self care. Um, and doing what's best for us and our family. So I am so excited for her. I am just gleaming as proud auntie over here, because that's my sister friend. So I am definitely excited. I am excited for the things that Dear Encourager is going to do. So please, please, you guys, encourage others to join our live stream. You always can go back and watch any of our live streams. Please support us, because the more support we get financially, the more people that we can help. That helps us get more resources, so we can help more individuals. If you have any questions, please put them in. I look forward to reading them. I look forward to answering them. Keisha as well. This has been a great topic. I love talking about self care because it's so needed, and unfortunately, we don't do enough of it. We always are on the go, and sometimes we just need to stop, as the old sayings, and smell the roses, and make sure that not only are we giving our friends and loved ones their flowers while we're here, we also need to give ourselves flowers while we're here. I'm just going to say this last note. I don't know if you guys know that song Twin. Where have you been? Nobody knows me like you. I want you to sing that song to yourself. If you don't know it, look it up. I want you to look that song up and sing it to yourself in the mirror every day, because nobody's going to love you like you love you. And when you love yourself, you open yourself to loving other ones more deeply, more passionately. So just do that. That's part of self-care. I love you guys. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to just share these things with you each Thursday. So come back, um, tell more people, and you guys have a great evening. I will see you next week.